Hey guys, good morning. You're here with Allan. It is Tuesday, September 8th, I believe. I could be wrong actually. It might be 9th. Oh no, it is the 8th. Yay! Anyhow, how is everybody doing today? I'm doing all right. Did you guys have a good weekend? If you want to tell me, just write something in the comments. I had an okay weekend, but I am still waiting for internet in my new apartment. So things are kind of boring, but that's okay. Cleaned up my old apartment, did a lot of shopping and a lot of kind of boring, normal things. And yeah, but everything was okay. So if you guys want to tell me how you are, that'd be great. Maybe Gian, maybe you're watching, or Daisuke, or somebody else. Anyhow, guys, we have a lot of stuff to do today. Now, of course, this is a short week, right? We only have 4 days. So we're actually going to be removing Wednesday's lessons material, and we won't be doing Wednesday. And of course, it's Tuesday today, but we're doing Monday's material, right? Anyhow, our plan for today is in our first class, we're going to be looking at grammar. Our second class, we're going to be looking at vocabulary. And in our third class, we will be talking about your assignment for this week, and I will be providing you guys with a model. Actually, I have 2 models for you guys, so I might not need to write one on the board, but we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, our grammar topic for this week is something that starts with a P. It is phrasal verbs. Now, if you guys take a look at the material there, you'll notice that we have a lot of material, like a lot of material, right? And this is the one I would like you guys to take a look at first. It just says phrasal verbs list. Now, to be honest, there are too many phrasal verbs here. Actually, there are 200 common phrasal verbs. There is no way that we can cover all 200 common phrasal verbs. But please take a look at the top here and look at this paragraph here. We're just going to read through it together. So it says, this is a list of about 200 common phrasal verbs with meanings and examples. Phrasal verbs are usually 2-word phrases consisting of verb plus adverb or verb plus preposition, right? Now, most of the time I would say verb plus preposition, but so just remember with phrasal verbs, they are verb plus preposition or adverb. Okay, so that is what phrasal verbs are about. Now, it says, think of them as you would any other English vocabulary. Study them as you come across them rather than trying to memorize many at once. So yeah, this is kind of funny. It says don't try to memorize all of them, but yet we have a list of 200, right? Anyhow, this is true though. Study them when you come across them. Don't just try to learn them all very, very quickly. It says use the list below as a reference guide when you find an expression that you don't understand. The examples will help you understand the meanings. If you think of each phrasal verb as a separate verb with a specific meaning, you will be able to remember it more easily. Like many other verbs, phrasal verbs often have more than one meaning. As well as learning their meanings, you need to learn how to use phrasal verbs properly. Some phrasal verbs require a direct object, someone or something, while others do not. Some phrasal verbs can be separated by the object, while others cannot. Review the grammar lesson on phrasal verbs from time to time so that you do not forget the rules. Okay guys, so what they're saying here though is this list here, as you guys can see, and this list is really, really extensive. This list here, they're saying use this as a reference guide, right? So keep this with you and study it from time to time, but do not try to study the whole package and learn all of the phrasal verbs at one time. It would take too much time, right? The main thing to remember with phrasal verbs is that phrasal verbs always come in 2, right? You've got your verb plus the preposition or adverb, right? in most cases actually a preposition. So I think what we should do here, guys, first is we should take a look at this kind of worksheet here. It's pretty good. And at the top it says, hurry up, it's time for class. Okay, so I want you guys to take a look at this, and it says an introduction to phrasal verbs in the classroom. Now, what I would like to do is I'm going to write down some phrasal verbs on the board, and I want you guys to think, do you know what these mean? So I'm going to erase these ones here, and we'll take a look at some examples. Okay, first example we have is stand up, and then sit down again. I'm just going to write a few on the board first that we'll take a look at. 1, 2, pick up your pen, and then put it down. And 3, put away your books. Okay, so just taking a look at the 3 sentences here, guys. We got 3 sentences. Stand up and then sit down again. Okay, so think about that sentence. Where are the phrasal verbs here, right? Well, first one here is right here, stand up. So we've got our verb, and in this case we have a preposition, right? And then sit down again. So we also have another phrasal verb here. Okay, good. Let's take a look at number 2. Pick up your pen and then put it down again. So we got put, down. And here's our object, it. Put away your books. Okay. So here are some examples of phrasal verbs, actually 5 of them. Now, do you guys understand the meaning? Okay, well, just in case you don't understand the meaning, let me demonstrate. So if I am sitting down, right? So sit down, now stand up, and then sit down again. So stand up, sit down, right? Okay, so that's the first one, pretty easy. Pick up your pen. Okay. Then it says pick up your pen and then put it down. So pick up your pen, or marker in this case, put it down. Pick up your pen and then put it down. And lastly, we have put away your books. Now, put away your books would usually mean put your books in your bag, right? Unfortunately, I don't have any books and I don't have a bag in here. But put away your books could mean I put them on the desk. I put them away, somewhere away from this area. Okay, so those are some phrasal verbs. Let's look at a couple more. But let me erase the ones on the board that we have so far. Rub out the words on the board. And then we have pick up your pen and write down some words in your notebook. And then turn on your mobile phone Whoops, that looks messy. Mobile phone. And then turn it off. Yes, okay. All right, guys, so got a couple more examples here. If we take a look at these ones now, sorry, the blue is kind of dying here. I'm going to switch to black, although I think these ones are also kind of dying. But let's take a look. So we got rub out the words on the board. So where's our phrasal verb? Does anybody know? How about number 5? Pick up your pen and write down some words in your notebook. Does anybody know what the phrasal verbs are? And turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off. Again, does anybody know where the phrasal verbs are? Okay. So going to number 4. Phrasal verb is rub out the words on the board. Okay. Then how about for the 5th one? Pick up your pen. So pick up, and we looked at pick up before, your pen and write down some words in your notebook. Okay. Turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off. Turn on your mobile phone and then turn off your mobile phone. Of course, it is the object. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys understand most of these here, but just really quickly, let's think about number 4. It says rub out the words on the board. So let's say I have something on the board like, hello, everybody. Now, I need to rub this out. So to rub out basically means erase, right? Now, usually it would mean like with your arm, you're going to rub it out. But I don't want to get my arm all dirty, so instead I'm just going to use the board eraser. So I'm going to rub that out. Okay, so rub out the board, or the words on the board, basically just means erase. Okay, pick up your pen and write down some words in your notebook. Okay, where is my notebook? Ah, here we go. And where is my pen? Okay, so pick up your pen and write some words in your notebook. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Okay, good, right? So, of course, pick up, write down. Write down. So, write something, basically, right? Okay, so that one's good. And our last one here. Turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off again. Ooh. Okay, so beep. Okay, great. I turned on my phone. And now I'm going to turn it off. Boop. And it's off. Actually, you can see it's still on, but I didn't actually want to turn it off. Actually, that reminds me to turn my phone on to silent mode. Okay. Okay, guys, so nothing complicated there, right? Now, let me erase these ones. Let's just take a look at maybe 1 or 2 more examples, and then we're going to look at that actual worksheet. Okay, so what do we got next? We've got, okay, yeah, 2 more. 7 and 8. Okay, 7 here is turn over your papers. Turn over your papers and put your hand up. And put your hand up. Okay, and 8. Open your book. Cover up page 15 with a piece of paper. All right, guys, so thinking of these 2 example sentences here, where are the phrasal verbs here? Now, maybe I'll do it with the opposite here. I'll underline the phrasal verbs in blue. Okay, well, first phrasal verb is turn over. Turn over your papers and put your hand up. put something up, right? Put your hand is the object, of course. Anyhow, open your book, cover up page 15 with a piece of paper. How about number 8? There's only one phrasal verb here. It's not open. Open is just by itself, right? Open your book, cover up page 15 with a piece of paper. Okay, so let's think about the meaning here. Turn over your papers and put your hand up, right? So obviously that would mean turn over. Turn over your papers, right? Turn over your papers and put your hand up, right? Turn over your paper and put your hand up. Okay, so there we go for example sentence number 7. Okay, number 8. Open your book. Okay, so open your book. Cover up page 15 with a piece of paper. Oh no, I can't see page 15. Oh no, I covered it up. Okay guys, so I hope that makes sense. The phrasal verbs we looked at, they're all pretty useful. They're not like super exciting, but they're not bad, right? So anyhow, what we do need to do now is you guys need to take a look at this here. And it says, hurry up, it's time for class. An introduction to phrasal verbs in the classroom. Okie dokie. So write the number next to the words in the order that you hear or see them, right? Now, whoops, I didn't really do that with you guys. So what I need to do is I need to read those example sentences again. And you guys need to write down when you heard those phrasal verbs, right? So that is unfortunate. Let me read all the sentences one more time in order. Then you guys write down when you heard them, right? Now, so remember the first example sentence was stand up, right? So that's why stand up has 1 written next to it. And then sit down again. So then look for number 2. Number 2 is sit down. Okay, next sentence. Pick up your pen and then put it down. Pick up. Number 3. And then put it down is number 4. Okay. Put away your books. Rub out the words on the board. Pick up your pen and write down some words in your notebook. So pick up, we already have, write down some words in your notebook. Okay. Turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off. Turn on and turn off. Turn over your papers and put your hands up. Turn over. Put your hands up. Okay, and open your book, cover up page 15. Okay, all right guys, so could you guys catch what was the order here? Okay, it was pretty easy, but let me go over it with you guys again. So number 1 was stand up. Number 2, sit down. Number 3, pick up. Number 4, put up. Oh, sorry, put down. Sorry, my 11 looked like a 4. Put down. Number 5, put away. Number 6, rub out. Number 7, write down. Number 8, turn on. Number 9, turn off. Number 10, turn over. Number 11, put up. And number 12, cover up. Now, could you guys do the actions, right? So stand up. Number 2, sit down. And then number 3, pick up. Pick something up. Then number 4, put down. Put something down. Number 5, put away. So put it in a bag or put it out of the way. Number 6, rub out or erase. Number 7, write down. Write something down. Number 8, turn on. So I wish I had a light switch, but I don't. Number 11, turn off. Number 10, turn over. turn over the page. Number 11, put up your hand. And number 12, cover up, right? Okay, guys, so we're all done here. Now it says put the words in the box above back in the sentences below. So something your pen, and then something, something, something. Now, I think that's just... Okay, let me erase this here. Let's take a look at these and see which phrasal verbs would fit. Okay, I think I'm going to switch back to black here. Okay, so we're looking at the third section in this one here. And A here, we've got blank your pen, and then blank it blank. Okay, blank your pen and then blank it blank. What could that be? Well, this one's pretty easy. It is pick up your pen and then, so pick up your pen and then put it down. Put it down. Okay, let's take a look at B. Blank your books. Would that be pick up your books again? No, that would be best with blank your books. Put away your books. Now, actually, I should really erase them as I use them. Pick up, put down. Okay, let's take a look at C. Blank the words on the board. Blank the words on the board. Blank the words on the board. It's probably write down or erase. Let's use erase. So rub out. Okay, and this black is also starting to die. So I think during the break I need to get new markers. Okay, blank your pen and blank some words in your notebook. Oh, sorry, that should all be one word. That looks separated though. Okay. So blank your pen and blank some words in your notebook. Okay. So actually this one here, we're going to use pick up again. Did I write rub out? Okay. So we're going to pick up your pen and do what? Write down some words in your notebook. Okay, awesome. Pick up your pen and write down some words in your notebook. Excellent. Okay, good. Let's switch back to the other black and see if that's working better. In the meantime, I gotta erase these other ones here. So 1 second. Okay, so let's take a look, guys. Continuing onwards here with E. We have blank your mobile phone and then blank it blank. Okay. F, we've got blank your papers and blank your hand Okay, and let's just write down G as well. E, F, G. Open your book, period, blank page 15 with a piece of paper. Okay, so thinking about E here, can you guys think? What is the answer? Blank your mobile phone and then blank it blank. Well, it is turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off, right? Turn on your mobile phone and then turn it off. Okay, blank your papers and blank your hand blank. That is turn over. Turn over your papers and blank your blank something. Put your hands up. Open your book and cover up page 15 with a piece of paper. Okay, guys, we got 2 more, I believe, here. Oh, no. No, we're good. Okay. Okay, so let me erase this here, guys. Now, what would be really good is if we could actually do number 4. It says work in groups. One person is the teacher. Give instructions to the others. Use the phrasal verbs. Now, this would be fun. This would be like me giving you commands and you guys following them. Of course, you guys can't see, or like you guys, I can't see you. But it would be cool if I could give you commands, right? Like, so stand up, sit down, pick up your pen, put it down again, put away your pen, rub out your writing on the board, even though you didn't write on the board. Okay, 7, write down something funny. Turn on your phone or turn on the light, then turn off the light. Turn over your book. And put up your hand, and lastly, cover up your face, right? Okay, so that's all we'll do for that one. But take a look, guys, at number 5. It says, which verb goes with which nouns? Here is an example. Look up the words in a dictionary. Look up the answer in your book. Now, you have 3 blanks here, and then you have a bunch of terms. The lights, the mobile phone, the television. Blank the answers, blank the page in your book. Blank your pen, your book, your dictionary. Okay, so let's think about this. Which phrasal verb would match these answers here, right? So 1, 2, 3. We have blank, and we have the lights, the mobile phone, and the television, or just TV. I'm going to be lazy here. Okay, number 2, blank the answers. Blank the page in your book. And blank your pen, your book, and your dictionary. I don't know if people have dictionaries anymore because everybody can just use their phones now. So it's really unnecessary to have one. Okay, so which phrasal verb would match these terms here? Something, the lights, the mobile phone, the TV. Now, actually, you have a couple of different options. Now, you could say, you know, put down. No, you can't say that for TV. But the best thing here would be to turn on or turn off the lights, the mobile phone, and the TV. Because that makes sense, right? You turn on the TV, you turn on the lights, you turn on your mobile phone, or you turn them off, right? You turn off your phone, you turn off the lights, and you turn off the TV. Okay, how about number 2, though? Something that answers something the page in your book. Okay, now this is related to the phrasal verb that they just showed us. Look up. Look up the answers, or look up the page in your book, or look at. Look at would also be okay. So there's actually more than one answer here. Actually, it really depends, right? Of course, with most of these here, there's more than one answer. Okay, number 3, something your pen, something your book, something your dictionary. So this could be pick up, right? Pick up your pen, pick up your book, pick up your dictionary. Or, whoops, it could be put down, though, right? Put down your pen, put down your book, put down your dictionary. Okay, at the very end here, guys, it says sometimes you can understand, so tips for understanding phrasal verbs, up and down. Sometimes you can understand the phrasal verb by looking at the particle, the second word. The particles up and down often relate to a physically higher or a physically lower position. Stand up, put up, your hand. Sit down, pick up, and put down are all examples of this kind of phrasal verb. So this is correct. There are a lot of phrasal verbs that use up and also down. And if you're confused about them, most times they have some kind of meaning related to physically what to do, right? Put up or pick up, right? And then put down, right? So that's a useful tip. All right, guys, so we got this done. I think what we should do next, we still have so much extra stuff. Like I said before, there is this phrasal verbs list, but you're just supposed to hold on to this. So next thing we could do is take a quick look at kind of a phrasal verb game that you guys could do later. We can't really do this in class, but it's actually pretty exciting. So take a look at this sheet here. It says classroom phrasal verbs game. Now, honestly, it would be best if you were able to print this off and cut out the sheets. But it says this phrasal verb Helmanism game helps students to practice some phrasal verbs commonly used in class. Okay, so what you need to do is divide into pairs or divide just individually, and you get a set of phrasal verb cards. Or you get a set of verb cards and a set of preposition cards, right? So you can see the first half has your verbs: look, pick, talk, log, put, look, slow, turn, hurry, hand, cross, come, speak, sit, find, write. Blah. And then the second bottom of the list has the prepositions or particles, right? So you got up, up, about, in, back, forward, down, off, up, in, up, down, out, down. Okay. So you cut this up, and then each student gets some verbs and they get some prepositions, right? Then you have to shuffle the cards and put them face down in 2 sets. And what you need to do, of course, is match them up. So you take turns. Turn over a verb card. Student reads the verb and the definition on the card, right? So maybe you pick up look, and it says to try to find a piece of information in a book or online. Okay. And then tries to find a matching preposition by turning over one preposition card. So then you turn over the preposition card, but maybe it's not the best match. If the preposition matches with the verb to make the phrasal verb described in the definition, so if it says, like if you flipped over the phrasal verb card and it says up, so then you have look up, then it is a match, right? The student then tries to score an extra point by using the phrasal verb in a sentence to demonstrate they understand the meaning. The teacher always tells me to turn off my mobile phone. If the student is able to make a suitable sentence, they score the extra point and have another turn. If the two cards don't match, the student turns them back over, keeping them in the same place. The student continues taking it in turns to play until all the cards have been matched. The student with the most points at the end of the game wins. Finally, go through the correct answers with the class and review the meaning of each phrasal verb. Okay, so just in case that was a little bit hard to follow, what you need to do is you cut up and cut out all these words here. Remember, the first chunk is the verb. The second chunk here is the preposition, right? Now, you keep all the verbs together and all the prepositions together. You separate them. Then you mix them up, and then you put them face down in a certain order on a table or maybe on the floor. Now, to play the game, you first pick up a verb card, right? So you pick it up and you see what the verb is. After that, you have to pick up a preposition card. Now, if the verb and the preposition match, ding, 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 you get a point. And then you can try to make an example sentence using that verb and using that preposition. If you can make the sentence, ding, 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 you get one more point. So then you have 2 points. And you can continue, right? But if you pick up a verb card and then you pick up a preposition card, and if they don't match, you just turn them back over. Don't move them, right? You keep them in the same place. You turn them back over, and it is the next person's turn, right? So let's say, for example, I pick up right, and then I pick it up out, right? Right, out. Is that a phrasal verb? No. I put it back down. Let's say I try again, and I pick up log, and then I pick up, log up. No, it doesn't make sense, right? But if I pick up, like, let's say I pick up put, and then I pick up down, right? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, that is a phrasal verb, to put down, right? Then I need to make an example sentence, right? The teacher told me to put down my hand. Teacher told me to put down my hand. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, yeah, I got another point, right? Oh, let's try another one. Pick up something. And let's say I pick up hand. And then I pick up about. Hand about. Is that a phrasal verb? Hand about? No, that is not a phrasal verb. So unfortunately, it's the next person's turn. All right, so that's the idea, guys. Now, of course, it's best to do this with a partner. It could be a lot of fun. If you're not exactly sure, like what are all the phrasal verbs, well, listen carefully because I can give you the phrasal verbs now. All the phrasal verbs on the sheet, the answers anyhow, give me a second. I will write them down, but what I think you guys should do is just write the answers down on a piece of paper, but hide that piece of paper if and when you're going to play the game, right? Okay, actually, I'm going to switch back to blue, and then I'm definitely going to make sure that I ask for a new marker for the next class. That's for sure. Okay, so our answers here, all the possible phrasal verbs are, for example, look up, pick up, talk about. I like to talk about stuff. Log in, put back. There's a lot of put though. Look for, slow down, turn off, hurry up, hand in, cross out, come speak up. Oh my God. Sit down. Find out. And write. Oops, that looks like garbage. Write down. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so these are all the possible phrasal verbs that you could have in that activity. Now, I'm not trying to help you cheat, but you have to know basically what the correct phrasal verbs are. So what I recommend, again, is writing this list down, but then hiding the list, covering up the list so you can't see it later, right? And that should help you guys, and that will make it a little bit better. Okay, guys, but that's about it for the phrasal verb activity. It is good. Again, it's best to have a partner, but it is still a pretty good exercise. So let me erase this here. Now, basically, we're kind of done what I would like to do for the first class. What I want you guys to keep in mind is to not freak out, because I know that list of phrasal verbs for the grammar is really, really, really huge. Like looking back at that list for a second here, yeah, this is a huge list. But like I said before, this list of 200 common phrasal verbs is really, really, really good. Like, this is an excellent list. It's got so much information here. Don't study this necessarily, right? Don't try to memorize everything. That's usually not going to work. But yeah, if you have extra time from time to time, try to learn from this list. Or if you come across some phrasal verbs when you are reading a text, like a newspaper article or something, or a book, take a look at this list. See if you can find it, right? And maybe that can help you learn more phrasal verbs. But what we're going to do, guys, in our second class today is we're going to be talking about some more specific phrasal verbs. So we will be taking a look at some of these in more detail. We're going to be talking about phrasal verbs in regards to inspiration and also in regards to success. So the sheets you will need for the next couple of classes, actually the next one, is just inspirational phrasal or inspiration phrasal verbs. And we just have a bunch here, and they're pretty good. And then we have phrasal verbs related to success. Now, actually, this is good because this isn't so extensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 15 phrasal verbs in total. So for sure, we'll be able to talk through all of those ones, learn them, and hopefully you guys will be able to pick these up and use these in the future. So what we should do, though, is let's take a break for about 10 minutes, and then we will come back and look at these phrasal verbs. So I will see you guys again in about 10 minutes. But I gotta wait for my coworker to turn off the video. So I'm just gonna erase this here. And yeah, this board is getting pretty messy and I need new markers. And is that a fly, or I don't know actually. I'm not sure. That might have just been a piece of fluff or garbage or something. I hope you guys had a good weekend. My weekend, not so great. Had to clean up my previous apartment. So waiting for my damage deposit. The previous owner has not contacted me. A little bit angry about that, to be honest. I hope you guys had a good weekend. This coming weekend should be better. Not that I have huge plans, but my younger sister, it's her birthday, well, actually it was her birthday quite a while ago, but we're gonna throw her a birthday party soon. So yeah, all right guys, let's take a break. I need to take a break, and then I will see you guys in 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Hey guys. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live PST. It is Tuesday. We are now in our second class on September 8th. Yes. All right guys, so like I said before the break, we're going to be taking a look at some phrasal verbs. And we've got two very exciting lists, right? The first one is inspiration phrasal verbs. So please take a look at this. The one that we're going to take a look at after is English idioms success, right? Okay. So we've got this list here of just 10 of these. They're all kind of related to inspiration in one way or another. And there's a definition here, but sometimes the definition is not so good. So let's see here. First one we got is cheer up. And the definition here says to be less unhappy. Or I would say to make somebody more happy. Okay, cheer up, right? So cheer up is quite a useful phrasal verb. It's very commonly used. For example, let's say I go to a bar with my friend and my friend seems down, right? Or he seems upset or angry. I might try to cheer him up, right? I'm going to try to make him feel better. Hey, Brian, cheer up, man. Everything's okay. Let me order you a drink, right? So I'm going to say here, Brian seemed kind of sad. So I tried to cheer him up. There we have it, right? So him, of course, we're using in between here. Yeah, cheer him up. Or we could say something like, you know, very simply, if you want to try to make somebody happier, make them feel better, you might just simply say, hey, cheer up. And that's it. And there you go. Okay, so to cheer up somebody is a useful phrasal verb. I use it quite a lot, right? Hey man, cheer up. Everything's going to be okay. Right now, there's this horrible global pandemic called the coronavirus. But it's okay. Cheer up. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to get a vaccine probably the end of this year. And then next year, spring 2021, we will all get vaccinated and everything's going to be okay. So cheer up. Everything will be all right. Okay, so there's cheer up, guys. Let's take a look at the next one. We have to go through. Now, the definition here actually is good. To endure, right? Now, to endure means to survive a lot of difficult times or a lot of pain, right? So let's say, you know, you're in military training. Military training is really, really tough, right? But you can get through it, right? So that's maybe my example. To go through. So my example here would maybe be something like, let's use Brian again. Brian's dog died recently. So he is going through a tough time. Brian's dog died recently, so he's going through a tough time, right? Now, you can also have get through. And basically it has the same kind of meaning, but maybe I could say, I got through, so past tense. I got through a difficult time in my life last year. I got through a difficult time in my life last year. So that means I was going through a tough time last year, but I got through it, right? I'm done with it. I no longer have that pain anymore. I'm no longer enduring that pain, right? It's all done, right? So, for example, we could also say everybody goes through a tough time sometimes, right? But we can all get through our tough times as long as we stay strong, right? So don't worry, we all go through tough times sometime, right? And we all get through it. Now, that's what we got there. So yeah, try to cheer up. We can get through this, right? Even if we got tough times, we can get through it together. Let's stay strong. Okay, so both of those are really, really good, but let me erase the board, and then we will continue onwards. Okay, there we go. And let's take a look. The next one here is very negative. Give up. Give up. Now, the definition here says to stop doing something, to stop putting effort into something. So basically, it means to stop something, right? To stop doing something. So we could use this. Let's say you're taking a course right now, and you're like, oh my God, this course is way too hard for me. I don't understand. Maybe you feel like you want to give up. You're like, man, I should just give up. I want to give up, right? So if you give up, that just means like, okay, I'm stopping this course. I'm quitting. I don't want to take it anymore, right? Or let's say you're running in a race and you're getting too tired. You're like, oh, I can't keep going. Oh, I'm going to give up. Just stop. I'm going to sit down, drink water. I'm done with this running. I'm finished, right? Or, yeah, let's say you're, I don't know, another course. You're in a yoga class and like you didn't make any friends in a yoga class and it's really hard. You don't like it. You're like, man, I am going to give up. This is just terrible. I'm just going to give up and stop this. It's awful, right? So to give up. So maybe my example here would be, don't give up. Don't quit. Don't give up. We all go through difficult times. Sometimes. That sounds weird, but sometimes. Just try to cheer up and don't give up. All right, so I'm trying to use all those other phrasal verbs, right? Don't give up. We all go through difficult times sometimes. Just try to cheer up and don't give up. And there we go. All right, so lots of good phrasal verbs there. But yeah, give up just means stop. Don't give up, right? English is a tough language to learn, but don't give up. Keep trying. Try your best. Okay, next one we have here, guys, is have to do with. Have to do with. Now, definition here says to be related to something, to be concerned with something. This is kind of the hardest one on the list here. I have to think of an example. Maybe that will help to explain, because I understand the definition here is quite hard. To be related to something, to be concerned with something. A lot of times when people use this, they use it as a question. What does this have to do with anything, right? Does this have to do with? So yeah, the question is quite common. What does this have to do with my problem. So let's say, for example, you have a problem, right? Some kind of problem. We don't need to define it. You have some kind of problem. You've explained this to your friend, and then your friend gives you advice. But you think the advice is not really related to your problem, right? You think this advice is like unrelated. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with your problem. So you ask your friend, what does this have to do with my problem? So you're saying to your friend, like, how is what you told me related to my problem? Well, that could also just be the second question, right? So have to do with, it is useful. It's hard to use this effectively. I'm just going to be honest. It is useful, but it's hard to use this effectively. It is good, though. Okay, let's move on to keep on. This is much more commonly used and fairly easy to understand. To keep on just means to continue, right? Keep on keeping on, right? You know, keep going. Try your best. Continue, right? Just don't give up. So maybe somebody would say that. They might say, like your coach, right, on your soccer team or basketball team or whatever. They say, hey, don't give up. Keep on trying. Or keep on going. Or keep on working, right? So continue to work. Continue to go. Continue to try, right? So keep on is good. Keep on going. Keep on working. Keep on trying, right? Keep it on, right? Keep going. Don't give up. Hey man, cheer up. Don't give up. Keep on going. You're doing a good job, right? So keep on, really, really, really good. But let me erase what I have so far. Then we're going to keep on going, right? We're going to continue to go over this list. Okay, so really good stuff though. Yeah, give up, don't give up. Have to do with, what does this have to do with anything? And keep on working, keep on trying, keep on going, keep on playing, keep on something. Okay, so next one we got is hang in there. Oh, also an awesome phrasal verb. Related kind of to give up and cheer up and all this kind of stuff. Hang in there. Usually we do include the there. So hang in there means to persevere, to maintain a level of effort, right? So this again is kind of related to keep on going, right? Hang in there. It means like continue trying, keep putting effort in, right? So keep on going and hang in there could be used together, right? Somebody might say, hey, don't give up. You need to keep on going. Hang in there. You're gonna be okay, right? So yeah, to persevere. Persevere means to survive and to succeed, right? Not just survive, but also succeed. When we're having a tough time in life, sometimes we need to persevere. We need to succeed. Like we need to get through that tough time, but also accomplish something at the same time. So to hang in there, again, let's use a bunch of these. Like maybe somebody says, like you're trying to encourage your friend, right? Your friend is running in a race, but he's really tired, and you're like, oh man, but he can do this, right? So you say to your friend, like, hey, cheer up. Don't give up. Keep on running. Hang in there, man. Okay, so we got a bunch of them, right? Cheer up. Don't be so unhappy. Don't give up. Don't stop. Keep on running. Continue to run. Hang in there. Survive, right? And succeed. You're going to be okay, right? So you could use a lot of these in a row, right? Cheer up. Don't give up. Keep on doing something. Hang in there. So yeah, it's a good one, right? When we all have difficult times, right? We all go through difficult times in our lives, right? Times where maybe, unfortunately, a loved one passes away, or we have some kind of medical problem, our dog dies, or we're going through some tough training, and somebody's being mean to us, and that's not good. But as we can get through that tough time if we keep on going, right? If we keep on working, if we keep on studying, and we can hang in there, right? We can always persevere and even succeed. Okay. Anyhow, let's take a look at our next one. Next one is much easier. It is just hang on. Hang on, dude. Hang on just means wait, right? So let's say somebody explains something to you. You're like, well, if you want to use the flux capacitor, what you need to do is to plug it into the axio. And then after you plug it into the axio, you want to plug it into the I/O. Then you go online, and then you type in www. Blah, 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 blah. And you're like, whoa, 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 this guy's talking too quickly. I don't understand, right? So maybe you want to take notes, but this guy's talking too quickly. So you say, hang on. Or maybe, usually we say, hang on a moment. And basically, hang on a moment is like, wait a minute. Or wait a second. Hang on a moment. Please slow down. Because it's hard to follow you, man. I can't understand. You need to hang on. So hang on is very informal and very casual, right? This is something you want to use maybe with your friends, maybe not in a formal setting, not in a business setting and not in school, but with your friends, this is totally fine, right? Hang on, wait, right? Stop and wait. Hang on, dude. Please wait. So hang on, really, really good. Let's take a look at one more here. To put off. Now, to put off is kind of negative. Now, this one is harder to understand. The definition here says to procrastinate, which is correct, but procrastinate can sometimes be kind of hard. To procrastinate. To do something later, or to say that you're going to do something later. So to put off means like you don't want to do something now. You say you're going to do it later. To procrastinate, right? So my wife hates this because sometimes I procrastinate and sometimes I put things off. So she might say to me like, hey, Allan, when are you going to do the dishes, right? And I say, I'm going to do it later. Don't worry, I'm going to do it later. And then my wife's like, why are you procrastinating? Don't put it off. Just do it now, right? And I say, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Calm down. I'm going to do it later. Let me put it off a little bit, right? So to put off just means to do something later, to procrastinate, right? But in my opinion, you should not put off doing housework. Okay, so let's think about this sentence. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, you should not put off doing housework, right? You should not procrastinate when it comes to housework. Because if you don't do housework, and housework is like chores, right? Throwing out garbage, doing the dishes, doing laundry, vacuuming the floor, dusting the table, this kind of stuff. You should not put off doing housework, because if you put off doing housework, your house is going to get dirtier, and then it actually gets harder to clean, and then you got to put more time into it, right? So putting off things like housework or other things, not a good idea. Okay, guys, so I hope you guys are okay with put off. It is pretty useful, so let me erase that. Well, Let me erase all this here. Sorry guys for coughing. I do not have coronavirus. It's just a normal lack of sleep. I don't get enough sleep, and that's not good. But you guys will have the same experience when or if you have children. Or maybe you already have children and you're already used to not sleeping very much, like I am getting used to not sleeping very much. Okay, so I hope you guys are okay with put off because it is very useful. I think it's more often used as a command to somebody, like your boss or your wife or your husband or somebody says, hey, please do this and don't put it off, right? Don't put it off. Make sure you do this today, right? Please do this. Don't put it off. So let's see here. Next one we got is work on. To work on. To work on is pretty easy, right? To work on actually is related to work, but not exactly. To work on something means to improve yourself or to develop yourself, right? So I might say, for example, I need to work on my Oh, okay. I need to work on my diet. Now, I don't mean like go on a diet. I mean my regular everyday diet, what I eat, right? I need to work on my diet. So basically I'm saying here, I need to improve or better develop my diet. Okay, that's kind of a boring example, right? But it does make sense. I need to improve my diet. What else do I need to work on? Okay. Well, like most couples, married couples and whatever, I could always improve my relationship with my wife, right? And after you get married and you have kids, when you get kids, you know, it's hard to focus on your wife after because you're so busy with your kids, and your wife is busy with your kids too, and you don't have a lot of time for each other. But I could say I need to work on my relationship with my wife, right? I need to improve or further develop my relationship with my wife. But, you know, anybody could say this. Anybody who's in a relationship could work on their relationship with their wife. Or maybe you got a problem with your sibling, your brother or sister, and you guys don't have a good relationship, right? You say, man, I need to work on my relationship with my brother, right? And you call your brother like, hey, let's work on our relationship. Let's try to improve our relationship. I don't want to fight with you anymore. I don't want to have arguments. Why don't we try to have a normal sibling relationship, right? And let's work on it, right? And that's another easy example. A lot of times what people will say, let's work on it, right? Or let's work on something. Let's develop this. Let's make this better. Let's improve this, right? So to work on something is actually quite good. Next thing we have is to work through, which is related to work on. To work through something is to try to succeed during hardship, and that means during a tough time, right? So let's say, again, let's say in a relationship, let's say for example, this is not true, but let's say my wife and I are going through a tough time, right? For example, my wife and I are going through a tough time. These days we're not getting along. We often have arguments, this kind of stuff. So I say to my wife like, hey, it seems like we are going through a tough time. Let's just try to work through this. All right? So, hey, it seems like we're going through a tough time. Let's just try to work through this. Let's try to get over and be successful when it comes to this hardship, right? Everybody faces hardship. We all have a tough time sometimes, right? But let's just try to work through this. Let's get through this. We're gonna be okay, right? If we work on our relationship, we can work through this, right? Okay, guys, so that's our inspiration. Phrasal verbs, really, really, really good stuff here. So remember, you can combine a lot of these within a couple of different sentences, right? Your friend John seems upset. So you say to your friend, hey, John, cheer up, man. Everything's going to be okay. And John says, hey, listen, I'm going through a tough time right now, right? And you're like, hey, okay, well, John, don't give up, right? You're going to be okay. And John says, hey, what does this have to do with anything, right? I'm going through a tough time. Telling me to cheer up is not going to help me. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, just keep on talking to me. Tell me more. I want to know more about your tough time because I want you to hang in there. You're going to be okay, right? And then John's like, okay, well, hang on. I got to go to the bathroom. John goes to the bathroom and comes back, right? And he's like, okay, well, I don't want to put this off anymore, but I'll tell you the truth. I'm just having a tough time with my wife, right? And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, don't put anything off, John. Just tell me what's going on. And maybe we can work on it together. Maybe I can give you some tips or some strategies, right? And he's like, listen, my wife and I, we're working through a tough time with our business and our kids. It's really stressful. And I'm like, well, keep on going, John. You're going to be okay. Hang in there. Try to cheer up. All right, guys. So like I said, though, really, really great stuff here. Awesome list. But let's move on to our idioms related to success. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, so guys, okie dokie. Let me erase this here. Uh-oh, smudging up the board. Definitely going to have to clean up the board later today. This is starting to look pretty bad. Okay, guys, so actually, this sheet is nice and short, right? We just have 5 idioms related to success. Now, I think before I said we had some phrasal verbs related to success. Sorry, not phrasal verbs, idioms. Well, no, idioms. We got ace a test, be on the crest of a wave with flying colors, to do something successful, to bear fruit, and to make the cut, right? So these are all related to success. They're all fairly good idioms here. Let's take a look at them. First one we got is, well, let me write down the title here really quickly. English idioms success. Dun, 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 dun. And our first one is ace a test. And it says to obtain a high score. That's true. To get a high score. But traditionally means to get 100% on a test. Like to get nothing wrong at all. So if you ace a test, you get 100%, right? Nothing is wrong. You're like, yeah. Now the example here says, if you ace your English test, you can go to the party, said her parents, right? Wow, nice parents. My parents never said something. I don't know what my parents said to me, but that's a good one. Maybe for me, I think if now let's say past tense, right? So if I aced, past tense, if I aced a test in the past, not my parents, actually, just my mom. My dad didn't really care. My mom would say, well done. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, if I aced a test in the past, my mom would say, well done. I didn't come from like the richest family growing up. My family, well, we were like solidly middle class. We were middle class people, which is of course not bad, right? But yeah, my parents did not really reward my brothers or my sister or myself if we did really well on a test or achieved something in sports or academics. Yeah, we were middle class, but it was not like we had a lot of extra money. So yeah, if I aced a test in the past, my mom would just say, hey, well done. And that was it. Okay, but that's okay. Now, next expression here is pretty good. To be, now actually let's include that. To be on the crest of a wave. Now, I'm not very good at drawing, guys, but it basically means, yeah, to be very successful currently, like right now. So if you think about wait now, also again, I'm not good at drawing, but imagine the ocean or some water, and then there is a big wave of water, right? A big wave in the sea, and you're on the crest of it. That means you're like on the edge of it, right? You're like, yeah, and you're surfing or something, right? Cool. To be on the crest of the wave means like currently maybe your business or in your life right now, you are just really, really successful, right? You feel like you're at the top or the peak. Your business is selling a lot of products, or you're providing a lot of services, you're really busy, you're making a lot of money. Or it could just mean that like maybe you're a student in school and you're doing really well these days, you're acing a lot of tests, you're getting really, really high marks, like this is the best you've ever really done before. So you're like, man, I'm on the crest I'm on the crest of a wave right now. Like I'm doing really well. I'm currently like really, really successful, right? And that's all it basically means. So let me erase my terrible picture here because I'm terrible at drawing. So when it comes to drawing, I should totally give up, right? I am terrible at drawing. But let's think of a good example. Like the example here is not bad. Maybe this person is talking about their company and their products. They're like, our products are very successful. We're on the crest of a wave right now. Like we're selling a lot of our products. We're really profitable. Like this is going really, really, really well, right? So let's say here, if you're a student though, maybe you say something like, recently, I have aced, past tense, aced all my tests. So you've gotten 100% on all your tests. Awesome, right? Then you could say, I am really on the crest of a wave right now. So you're doing really well right now. You're being very successful. Now, another similar expression that I might use that would have a similar meaning, but in Canada and America would be maybe much more commonly used, would be something like this. I could also say, I am on a roll. So the expression here is to be on a roll. To be on a roll has the same meaning as to be very successful currently, or a little bit different. It can mean like, maybe let's say This week you have 5 tests. You have a test every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every time you take the test on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, boom, 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 boom. You kill them. You do really, really, really well. You ace all of those tests, one after another. In this case, you can say, I am on a roll. Or you could also say, like I'm on a roll, or yeah, to be on fire. I am on fire. And again, that has kind of the same meaning. It means you have been successful again and again, time after time, right? So whether you use I'm on the crest of a wave, I'm on a roll, or I'm on fire, you are saying the same thing, right? Except if you actually are on fire, if you have a fire on yourself, you should really stop, drop, and roll, right? Roll on the ground, because that's what you should do if you're actually on fire. Ooh, bad joke. Anyhow, guys, so yeah, that makes sense for that one. But to be honest, I kind of recommend like on a roll or to be on fire. I think they're more commonly used in Canada and America. And I'm just going to write that down to remind myself. Okay, but let's move on to our next one here, guys. So let me erase the board. We're going to move on to with flying colors. Now, the way we use this, though, usually is to do something with flying colors. Okay, to do something with flying colors means to do something successfully, to achieve something, right? So yeah, to do something successfully. So you have to say what that thing is first and then say with flying colors. So I passed my test with flying colors. I did the examination with flying colors. So let's see the example here. It says, my daughter passed the entrance exam with flying colors. I'm so proud of her, right? So that means the daughter passed the test very successfully. And so the father or mother here is really, really proud of them. Like, hey, well done. You did a great job, Christina, right? Maybe as an example, you could say, I want to pass this test. Whoops, that looks weird. I want to pass this test with flying colors. Like, this is pretty easy, right? The meaning, like, you're just saying, like, I want to do really well on this test, right? Now, with flying colors, we most often just use this when we're talking about tests. We don't use this so much in regards to other things, like, oh, I cooked this dish with flying colors. Like, I successfully cooked some kind of dish. You can use it. But it's mostly used with academic things, just with tests and examinations. So like I said, it can be used in that different context, but generally just tests, right? Like I guess you could say, I baked this pie with flying colors, but yeah, we don't really say something like that very often, right? Yeah, it doesn't really work. It's just not common, right? Anyhow, but yeah, to pass the test with flying colors, yeah, it's used. It is actually pretty good. But let's move on to our next one, guys, because we only got 2 more here. So good, we're actually going to get everything done. To bear fruit. Now, This bear is a verb. This bear is not bear, like brr, like Care Bear, like I love you, right? This is to bear fruit. So the meaning of this is actually like to show fruit or to produce fruit. That would be the literal meaning. If we said like this plant bears fruit, it means it produces fruit. But another meaning to bear fruit is basically to, now it says here yield, but basically yield means produce successful results. Now the example here is not bad. It says, he thinks his new plan will undoubtedly bear fruit. So what they're saying here is he thinks his new plan will, without a doubt, there's no doubt here, so that means it will be successful. It will undoubtedly bear fruit. So his new plan will yield or produce good results. Whether that means money or some kind of success, we're not sure. But it will yield or produce good results, right? So we could say, for example, like Apple, like the company, right? Apple believes its new iPhone will yield, or sorry, will not yield, I'm using the definition, will bear fruit. So, of course, Apple believes its new smartphone or its new iPhone will produce successful results. It will make a lot of money. In this case, it just basically means make a lot of money, right? But let's think on a more personal level. If you study hard, your efforts or your effort will bear fruit. Now, everybody knows this is true, right? Everybody knows, like, if you, sorry. Everybody knows that if you do study hard, you will see successful results. Like, something good will happen, right? If you study hard, your effort will bear fruit. You will become successful. Okay, but guys, sorry, let's move on to our last expression here, or idiom. It is to make the cut. Now, it sounds weird, right? Make the cut. Make the cut means to succeed at something, right? Usually in regards to a competition, right? When you are competing with other people, if you make the cut, you have succeeded, right? So, to succeed at something competitive. So that's just, I'm just going to change that a little bit. So let's say somebody's in a dancing competition, right? And let's say there are 50 dancers and they're only going to pick 5 of the dancers, right? So they have to debut, right? Or debut their dancing skills. They have to demonstrate their dancing skill to some judges, right? Let's say you're in a dancing competition and you keep on going and you don't give up and you dance really, really well, and you are one of only 5 people selected to be on this new dance team. You could say, yeah, I made the cut, past tense, right? I made the cut. I got onto the dance team, right? Or let's say, like with a lot of sports in high school, for example, I don't know what it's like in your country or in your city, but usually they will have something called tryouts, right? They will have the students try to show their skills, whether that's baseball, basketball, soccer, volleyball, whatever. And if you don't make the cut, that means you can't be on the team because maybe there are too many people applying to be on the new volleyball team or the new soccer team or new whatever kind of team, right? If you don't make the cut, that means you are not good enough to play on the team. But if you make the cut, that means you have been selected. You have succeeded at this competition, right? But you know, when it comes to pro sports, professional sports, like the NBA in basketball, the NHL in hockey, the Premier League in England for soccer, and all this kind of stuff, every year there are thousands of players that don't make the cut, right? So that's going to be my example. Every year there are thousands of players who don't make the cut, who do not do well enough, right? Okay, and that is to make the cut, right? So I'd say, guys, actually all of these expressions here are really good. Ace the test is good. Be on the crest of a wave is good. However, the two other idioms I give you I think are better: to be on a roll or to be on fire. To do something with flying colors, not bad, not the best one. To bear fruit is good, and to make the cut, also not bad. So lots of good expressions there, guys, but also the inspiration phrasal verbs are also, actually this list is super awesome. So that will definitely be on your quiz on Friday, so make sure you review these because they are really, really, really useful, and we will probably come back to them at a later time. But we're almost at the break, guys. After the break, what our plan is of course to talk about your writing assignment, and that is all about, and then a hero comes along, and I actually have some stuff we can do together. I might not give you guys a written model on the board because you guys have two different models, and we also have a heroes and villains worksheet, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we actually have a lot of good stuff to take a look at after the break. But like I just said, those idioms and phrasal verbs that we just looked at are really, really good. So make sure you review that at a later time. But if you want to prepare for after the break, take a look at the assignment sheet. Remember, the title is "And Then a Hero Comes Along." So obviously you will be writing about a hero, right? Now this could be a personal hero of yours, or it could be a historical hero, or it could be a fictional one. You could write about Batman or Superman or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here, guys. So let's take a break, and then after the break, let's really get into it, right? It should be a lot of fun. So guys, yeah, let's take a break. I will see you guys in about 10 minutes, and we will see how it goes. But yeah, we'll take a break here, and then yes, after the break, we will look at your writing assignment and talk about, yeah, we'll talk about some heroes and villains. It should be super exciting because it always is super exciting. And I will erase the board after the break. I'm too lazy to do it now. Okay, anyhow, see you guys in 10 minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. We are now in our third class on Tuesday, September 8th. And like I said before the break, now we need to talk about your actual assignment for this week. So please take a look at this sheet here. Of course, it says Global College Assignment. And then a hero comes along. All right. So you guys could basically understand at this point that you will be writing about some kind of hero. So it says, for this week's assignment, you will be writing about either a personal hero of yours or a national hero. Now, I would like to add another type of hero here. If you want, you can write about a superhero. It's okay if you want to write about Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, some kind of man, or some kind of woman, Wonder Woman, etc., etc. Anything is okay. Any kind of hero, just choose anybody you admire, anybody you look up to, and tell us about who they are, what they have done, what they mean to you or what they mean to your country or both, how they have shaped your life or your country's life, and an anecdote or story about their life. Now it says here, you are required to write 3 paragraphs, but I would prefer that you guys write 5 paragraphs because so far we're always asking you guys to write 5 paragraphs. I know it's kind of tough, but it's really good practice for you guys. Write 5 paragraphs and use at least 5 different phrasal verbs. So that's actually not hard, right? The grammar focus this week is just phrasal verbs, so please try to use just 5. Now, for those phrasal verbs, what you could do is just use the inspiration-related phrasal verbs, or I'm going to make it a little bit easy for you guys. Also, you could use the English idioms related to success. That would also be good. Or, of course, use this one, your huge phrasal verbs list of 200 commonly used phrasal verbs, right? Anyhow, so that's what you need to do. The phrasal verbs can be inspirational or related to goals, or you can use any others in general. Okay, guys, so it says, finally, here is an example of Allan's personal hero. All right, guys, so what we got here is my wonderful Suma. Oh, this is embarrassing, but anyhow, I got to read this anyhow. So, my hero is my wife. My wife is my hero because she is the most intelligent, hardworking, interesting, and considerate person that I know. Oh, and of course she is beautiful as well. I met my wife in the summer of 2009. I was at a coffee shop with my friend and we were going to brainstorm some ideas for a film that we had in mind. While waiting in line to get some coffee, there was some girl in front of me, and I remember thinking that she had really nice long hair. I got my coffee and proceeded to the counter in order to put some cream and sugar in it. Suddenly, my friend called out my name. I turned and I bumped this poor girl's coffee into the garbage by accident. I apologized immediately, and although she told me it was unnecessary to buy her another coffee, of course I bought her one. We started to chat, and she told me how she had come to the coffee shop to meet a friend. I told her I was alone and then hastily texted my friend and told him to bugger off. He was certainly unimpressed and a bit peeved. Her friend never showed up, and so we had a chance to talk about politics, cultural differences between Japan and the West, economics and what she was doing here in Vancouver, etc. Well, one thing led to another, and we ended up talking for hours. At the end of our chat, I asked her out on a date, and she graciously agreed to go out with me. The rest, they say, is history. We have been together now for the past 9 years, and although we have experienced a lot of ups and downs along the way, my wife has always remained resolute, optimistic, and cheerful. The love we have for each other has carried us through some difficult points in our lives, and we always know that we can count on each other to have each other's backs. The birth of our daughter, Mira, was a wonderful but terrifying experience at the same time. There were a few complications during the pregnancy, and the doctor told us that my wife would have to undergo an emergency C-section. During the operation, I looked down on my wife as she smiled back at me. I told myself to remain calm, although on the inside I was absolutely freaking out. My wife's expression never changed, and she showed no sense of pain or even discomfort. Thankfully, the operation was a success, and our daughter is now a happy little troublemaker. My wife inspires me to be a better man and a better human being overall. Her intelligence, her sense of humor, and her strength are all things that I truly admire about her. You complete me is a corny line from a romantic movie. My wife and I like to say that we complete each other, meaning that together we are stronger and our attributes, skills, abilities, and characteristics complement each other. However, the truth is that while we may complete each other, she truly is my better half. So anyhow, yeah, the assignment is due on Wednesday before classes. Try your best to have fun. Now, don't worry. It says here the assignment is due on Wednesday. This is not exactly true. I think your assignment for this week will be due on Thursday or Friday. I will double check, and Melanie will tell you guys tomorrow, because I'm just filling in for Melanie today because Melanie is on a brief vacation, but she will be back tomorrow. So anyhow, guys, this is a good example, but it would be easier to do it in a different style. Now, we'll talk about that style, but we do actually have another example. So I want you guys also to take a look at this one here. We have another example here written by somebody else. And this one is about somebody's mom. So again, it's another personal hero. Now, I wrote about my wife. That's my personal hero. This one is also about a personal hero. So please take a look at this one here. There is no title, unfortunately, but it starts with the person. And it says the person. Oh, we have actually two more examples. Yeah, let's look at these examples. The person I admire most in my family is my mother. Why? She's always there for me and never turns her back on me. She brought me into this world, and because of her, I came to this world. She loves me even when I disagree with her or do something wrong. Her love for me is unconditional, and I have countless reasons to admire and love her the most. She is the most loving person I could possibly meet in my life. She taught me the basic values of life, and she put a great effort to teach me to distinguish the right from wrong. That's wrong, but anyhow. She is a virtuous and benevolent woman, and I have a great admiration for her. She took care of my elementary education and inspired me to read books outside of my academic book list. In my childhood, she was always near me. She took me to schools and playgrounds and waited patiently for a long time so that she could look after me. She never hesitates to inspire me whenever I do something good. She is the best critic I can possibly have, and because of her, I have learned computer programming, art, and other important skills. She is a hard-working woman who has devoted her entire life to her family. I learned the importance and necessity of a close family from her. I have only a younger sister who is 12 years old, and my mom was always my best friend. In my teenage years, she advised me about many things and always supported me, and that helped me a lot to come out from the depression I had at that time. She inspired me to take part in the outdoor activities and motivated me to play cricket with other children of my age. She took great care of me when I was ill, and I can remember many sleepless nights she had spent to look after me. She still does that whenever I get sick. She inspired me to get admitted to the best university of our country, and she is the one who contributed the most to help me become the man I am. She was a school teacher for about 5 years, but she left her career and became a full-time mom when I was born. Who else would make such a great sacrifice for me except my mother? She is my inspiration and idol in my life. I admire her for everything she has done. for me and everything she still does for me. Her sacrifices and love for me are unparalleled to anyone or anything in the whole world. Wow, that is really, really nice. Now, I'm going to be honest here, guys. This one here, it is a good example. It's true. It is really, really good. However, please keep in mind that this was written by a past student of ours at Global College. So there are actually a few grammar errors in here, mostly related to articles. But nonetheless, this is really, really great. So this is another wonderful example. So that's really good. Now, we actually have one more example here. And that is this one here. It starts with the word family, right? Now again, it's not titled, but it starts with family. So let's read over this one. Hopefully this will inspire you and give you a better idea. So it says here, family is the most precious thing for everyone. One cannot live without a family, and even if we notice deeply, we could see that familial bonding is also found among animals. Thus, the importance of having a family cannot be ignored to live on the planet. A family is a place where anyone could expect to get anything without the promise of return in exchange. In my family, I admire my father most. He is the key person in our family and maintains the family in a solid way. He is my hero in my life. My father is truly an admirable person for his outstanding qualities. He has guided me to the right path so that I could shine in my career and personal life. When I was a kid, he helped me in all possible ways. When I turned a bit matured, he showed me the ways to choose. The most important thing is that he never forced me into doing something or performing after his will. He always left the issues on me, showed the ways, and decided the right road. With his advice, currently, I am an established photographer in society. He bought me the first camera of my life by cutting his costs in half when he came to know that I would like to be a photographer. My father has retired from his job and is now passing his days with the family and friends. Most of his friends have also retired like him, and together they pass their moments by recalling their olden days. Sometimes my father takes my mother for an outing too. They spend all the day outside and return at night as they used to do in the first hours of their marriage. I like the romanticism between my parents. Moreover, my father loves gardening and he takes care of the garden before our house. Frequently, he buys flowers of different categories and asks me to get us photos with the plants. I admire my father and will continue doing so for his honesty, his sincerity, and the sense of responsibility. I've never seen him ignoring his responsibilities to my family. The most important feature of my father is sympathy for others regardless of relations. When someone of the family turned ill, he rushed to take care of the patient amid his thousands of responsibilities. He also used to help the destitute relations and also hide the events to us. I'm lucky to have a father like him. Okay, this one, guys, also quite good, but again, keep in mind, this is also written by a past GC student. So, did the student write this perfectly? No. There are quite a few grammar errors in here, but the basic writing is still pretty good, right? Like, this person has written a lot here. Yes, there are grammar errors, but like the order is pretty good. So, keep in mind that these two examples both contain quite a few mistakes, but they're still good examples, right? So along with the example that I wrote from my wife, you have 3 different examples, and it's pretty good. Now, what I would like to do is take a look at this sheet here. It's called Heroes and Villains. And I just want to take a quick look at this here because it's kind of fun, and then I think we'll talk about a brief outline for your actual writing, and maybe I'll give you some examples or model something a little bit. But let's take a look here. This is kind of fun. It says, in many stories, there is a battle between good and evil. The good character is called the hero, and the evil character is called the villain. Read the action below and decide if it is something that a hero or villain would do. Okay, so we have heroes and villains. And we have a number of numbers, and then we have to think, okay, rescue somebody. And we have hero. Okay, great. Number, let me write down a number of these, and then we're going to think, is this a hero or is this a villain? So remember, hero is a good guy, villain is the main bad guy. Rob a bank. Number 3, take over the world. Number 4, catch a criminal. Number 5, kidnap somebody. Number 6, steal a jewel. Steal a jewel. Number 7, attack a country. And let's take a look at 8. We have fight a dragon. Okay, let's stop there for now. We'll look at the other ones after. Okay, all right, guys. So again, my marker is dying. I'm going to switch to blue here. All right, guys. So we have the first one filled out for us. Rescue somebody is a hero. How about rob a bank? Is that something that a good person does or a bad person? Now, rob means steal, right? To steal from a bank. Is a good guy stealing from a bank or is a bad guy stealing from a bank? Okay, obviously it's a bad guy, right? So that means if it's a bad guy that it is a villain. Villain. Okay, so hero first, villain second. Number 3, take over the world. Now you might be thinking, take over, what does that mean, right? Now, take over is actually a phrasal verb. So maybe take a look at your 200 most commonly used phrasal verbs. It's in alphabetical order. Look for T, and then see if you can find take over. Okay, there we have it. Take off, take someone out, back. Oh, there is no takeover. That's weird because it is a really useful one. Okay, well, you could also find that in your dictionary, but what does take over mean? Take over can mean to like take something and dominate it and own it, right? If you take over a country, that means maybe you go in there with soldiers and bang, 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 and you take over the country and then you are the owner of that country, right? So, like, for example, in World War II, Hitler and the Nazis took over France, they took over Poland, they took over many countries in Europe, and then they tried to take over Russia, but they failed, and then the Russians took over them. But anyhow, take over the world. Who tries to take over the world? Of course, not a hero. Of course, it is a villain. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, who tries to catch a criminal, right? Criminal, right? What is a criminal? A criminal, of course, is somebody who does something bad, right? The opposite of a criminal is a victim, right? So a criminal is someone who does something illegal. A criminal will steal something, hurt somebody, kill somebody, or do something gross. Basically, a criminal is somebody who commits a crime, right? So the opposite of criminal, of course, is the victim. The victim is a person who is hurt by a criminal. So, catch a criminal. Who does that? Is that a hero or a villain? Catch a criminal, right? I want to catch criminals. Of course, that is a hero. like Batman, right? Batman catches criminals. So, and Batman is a hero. So there we go. Okay, let's take a look at our next one, guys. So, kidnap somebody. Oh my God. Now, kidnap is also kind of a tough word, but kidnap, basically, the proper verb is to abduct, right? To abduct somebody, and that means to take somebody on, no, I'm not going to add that. Okay, to take somebody. So if you take somebody and you keep them hostage, if you abduct them, that means, you are kind of like stealing a person, right? So to steal a person, right? So to kidnap somebody. Now, I don't know, like the two words separately are really weird if you think about it. Kid, child, nap, right? I don't know why those two are combined and have a very negative meaning, but they are. Maybe it's because usually when people are kidnapping somebody or abducting somebody, unfortunately, the victim is maybe usually a child, which is really, really sad, right? But yeah, to kidnap somebody, it's a highly illegal thing to do. So if it's illegal, if it is criminal, of course, this is not what a hero does. This is what a villain does. Okay, next one, guys, very simple to think whether it's a hero or a villain doing this. Steal a jewel, right? What is a jewel? A jewel is like a gem. It's like a diamond, right? Jewels are worth lots and lots of money. If I had the ability to steal a jewel, maybe I would steal a jewel. I don't know. I shouldn't say that on camera, right? But anyhow, steal a jewel. Who steals jewels? Criminals, right? Not heroes. Heroes don't do that. So, of course, this is also a villain. Okay, next one is also really, really simple. Attack a country. Who is attacking a country, right? I attacked a country. Who is attacking a country? Maybe they get a group of soldiers or evil guys and they get together and boom, 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 and they're attacking a country. Who does that, right? Of course, bad people do that, right? Heroes don't attack countries. They don't attack anybody, right? They defend the weak, right? They defend the innocent. So attack a country, this is obviously a villain. Dun, dun, dun. All right, and next one we have here is fight a dragon. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys know what a dragon is. A dragon, of course, is not a real animal. A dragon looks like a dinosaur, though. And bleh, they shoot fire out of their mouths, right? So, I don't know about you guys, but if you watch the very popular TV program Game of Thrones, you can see some dragons in it. Pretty cool. Anyhow, who fights a dragon? Not a villain. Obviously, a hero. All right, guys, so heroes and villains. We've got hero, hero, hero. Woo, villain, 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 villain. Villains are more exciting than heroes generally because they're doing something, well, something bad is not good, right? But anyhow, let me erase this here, guys, and we'll look at the next 8 together. And then we'll talk a little bit more about your assignment, and maybe I will give you some tips for your assignment. Okay, so maybe I'm going to try to switch back to black, although the black is not working well. I think I'll keep switching between different black markers. Okay, next one we have here, number 9, is find a clue. That's interesting. Find a clue, blank. Okay, number 10, we have plant a bomb, blank. Number 11, what do we have? Defend a city. That's a good one. And number 12, we have go to jail. Go to jail. Number 13, we have save the world. So I guess the answer is Tom Cruise. number 14, and my marker is dying. I'm going to switch back to a different black. 14 is escape from prison. Okay, escape, oh my God, from prison. Okay, that black is almost dead already. Switching to my third and final black one. 50. Okay, 15, explore a cave. Explore a cave. Okay, this one's working okay now. Explore a cave. And last one, 16 here, stop a missile. That's kind of cool. Okie dokie, guys. So we've got all these other sentences here. We have to decide who does this. Is this a hero, or is this a hero, or is it a villain? The bad guy or the good guy? Okay, so let's think about number 9, right? Find a clue. Find a clue. What is a clue? A clue is basically like, usually like, so when a crime is committed, when a criminal commits a crime, they, let's say, murder someone in an apartment, right? Geez, that's really terrible. Anyhow, let's say a criminal kills somebody in their apartment and then they run away. When the police come there to the apartment, they're going to look for clues, because clues will show who committed the crime, right? So clues are kind of like hints, evidence, or proof, right? Basically, things that show who did something. And something is usually a crime, right? Anyhow, so to find a clue means to find hints, evidence, or proof. Basically things that will show who did this, who did do this, right? So who is looking for clues? Is this a bad person who is doing this? No, of course not. The hero is doing this, right? Whether the hero is a cop or, I don't know, a superhero. Like Batman, for example, is supposed to be... So Batman, of course, is a superhero. But actually, Batman doesn't have any superpower, right? Batman cannot fly. He cannot shoot lasers out of his eyes. All this kind of stuff. But Batman is like a really well-trained martial artist. He's really good at fighting. But also, he is kind of a detective, right? Remember, a detective is kind of like a member of the police, but kind of high level. And detectives are the policemen who investigate certain like crimes like murder and stuff like this. And they try to find clues and proof and evidence and this kind of stuff. So anyhow, that's a hero. Now, next one here is to plant a bomb. Now, you probably know what bomb is, right? Bomb is a very dangerous thing. A bomb can blow up and hurt people. That's what a bomb is. Bombs are bad. They can kill people. Anyhow, a bomb. Now, plant a bomb. Now, usually when we think of plant, like plant is a noun and a verb, right? A plant is some kind of organic living thing, like a tree, bushes, flowers, vegetables, or whatever. Plant a plant could mean put a plant in the ground, right? So that hopefully it will grow. But in this case, we have plant a bomb. So that means like hiding a bomb somewhere, right? Like planting a bomb in a building would mean hiding the bomb somewhere in the building. And it doesn't include the meaning of blowing up the building, but that is probably what is going to happen later, right? So to plant a bomb, who would do this? Of course, a good person would not plant a bomb, right? Obviously, this is something that a bad person would do, and therefore the answer is villain. Okay, let's take a look, guys, at our next one here. We have defend a city. Now, defend is the opposite of attack, right? You've got attack and then you have defend, right? So defend and attack, right? So defend a city. Who would defend a city? Obviously not a criminal, not a bad person. A villain would not defend a city. So Our answer for number 11 is quite obvious. It is hero. Okay, now next one here, number 12, we have jail. What is jail? Does anybody know? Can you give me an answer? What is jail? Jail is a place. Jail is a bad place. Nobody wants to go to jail, right? I don't want to go to jail. That would be terrible, right? Jail basically has the same meaning as prison. Now, actually, there is a difference between prison and jail. I can't remember, but anyhow, yeah. Jail or prison is a place you go to if you are a criminal. If you kill somebody, steal something, do something really bad, commit an illegal crime, you might get convicted. Like first you get caught by the police, then you get convicted after you go to court, and then you get put in jail or prison. And of course, when we imagine jail or prison, we always imagine that it's like this and kind of like this. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you guys can see my drawing actually, but that is the idea of prison, right? You're behind bars. You can't get out. You're like, I'm in jail, I'm in prison, this sucks, right? Anyhow, a place you cannot get out of easily, right? So that is, I think the difference between jail and prison actually is in regards to how much time you spend there. Like, I think jail is what the police have. So if you are caught doing something bad, the police get you and then they put you in jail, and it's temporary, it's very short. I think prison is like the more serious version of jail. So first you are caught by the police, then you are put in jail, and then you await trial, and then when you go to trial, you try to defend yourself. But if you are convicted, if the prosecutor decides or proves that you committed the crime, the judge and maybe the jury will agree with them, ding, 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 then you will be sentenced to prison, maybe for a long time. So anyhow, that is the difference between jail and prison. So go to jail, of course, this is a villain. However, there are heroes that go to jail too, but whatever. Okay, number 13, save the world. Who saves the world, right? So save and protect the world. Who does that? Of course, superheroes do that. People like Superman, Spider-Man, etc., etc. So this one's too easy. This one is obviously hero. Okay, 14, escape from prison. All right, so escape, what does that mean? Now, you have on your keyboard, I don't know if you guys have an English keyboard or not, but on your keyboard for your laptop or your computer, in the top left part of your keyboard, there is a button. And usually, the button might actually say escape on it, or it will have ESC, and that means escape, right? And when you press that button, it will close, usually it will close that program or exit that program, and it will help you escape, right? Now, escape is usually something prisoners or criminals try to do when they go to jail, right? They go to jail, or if they go to prison, they will try to get out of the jail or prison somehow, maybe by sneaking out or blowing up a wall or something, and they will try to escape from prison, right? If you're in a bad relationship, let's say you have a bad girlfriend or boyfriend or something like that, maybe you will try to escape that relationship, right? You'll try to like run away. You're like, oh my God, like my daughter would say, run away, run away, run away. And you will try to get out of that relationship. So you will try to escape. Anyhow, so the idea here, escape from prison. Who is trying to escape from prison? Of course, it is most likely a villain. However, this also happens in a lot of movies with heroes. So actually, the answer could really be both, but whatever. Okay, 15, we have explore a cave, right? What does explore mean? Explore is a verb, right? Explore is like looking around and trying to find something new, right? So explore is the verb, and somebody who tries to do that is called an explorer, right? Someone who tries to find new things. So one of the world's most famous, probably the most famous explorer is Christopher Columbus, right? Christopher Columbus was the man who was born in Italy and then went to Spain, and then he convinced the king and queen of Spain that he could find a route to China and India and they could make a lot of money. So he convinced them to give him some ships so that he could go west from Europe, right? And of course he went west from Europe and he found the Americas, right? He found North America and South America. So Christopher Columbus is considered one of the world's greatest explorers, but there's also Vasco da Gama, there's Henry Tabet, there's a lot of different explorers. Anyhow, so explore a cave means to, well, cave, oh, what is a cave? That's another good question. Cave is basically like a big hole in the ground, right? If you go into a cave, you're gonna need to bring a flashlight, right? Or a torch. And caves are kind of known for being scary. So anyhow, so who explores a cave? That's not something that a villain is really doing. That is something that a hero would do, right? And lastly here we have stop a missile. Oh, wow. Okay, so stop a missile. What is a missile? A missile is a noun. It is a kind of weapon. A flying bomb-like weapon. So I'm not very good at drawing, obviously, but usually a missile is a very fast-moving thing. So this is fire, and then and there's smoke coming out of it, and this is a missile, and when it hits somewhere, boom, it blows up and causes a lot of damage. So a lot of militaries in the world use lots of different missiles, right? Jet fighters have missiles on them that they use to shoot at enemy jets or to cause a lot of damage. Anyhow, who would stop a missile? Of course, a bad guy is probably the one shooting a missile, right? So, of course, it is our hero, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right, guys. So, yeah, we got a lot of good stuff here. Find a clue. That's what a hero would do. Plant a bomb, that's what a villain would do. Defend a city, that's a hero. Go to jail, that's a villain. Save the world, definitely a hero. Escape from prison, definitely a villain. Explore a cave, that's a hero. Stop a missile, that's a hero. Okay guys, so let me erase that from the board. That was kind of a fun exercise. You could learn some vocab through it. Yeah, it is pretty good. Okay, so let me erase the board. And let me reiterate what your assignment is for this week. And I hope you guys know more about villains from now on, right? Who is a villain? Maybe President Putin of Russia, maybe. But maybe he's secretly a hero. Who knows? Sometimes villains are actually not bad guys, or some people might think, well, like, who was one of the greatest villains of the 21st century so far, right? Think about September 11th, 2001, right? What happened to the Twin Towers in New York City in the United States? They were taken down by terrorists, and that was orchestrated and controlled by Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was probably, in my opinion, the greatest villain so far for Americans, but I think also for Canadians too. He didn't hurt Canada, but he certainly hated us. So, yeah, Osama bin Laden is probably the greatest villain of the 21st century so far. So good riddance to him. I'm pretty happy that he's dead. That's a terrible thing to say, but he's a bad person, so I don't really care. Anyhow, guys, like I said before, this is your assignment, and then a hero comes along, right? You've got a lot of stuff to do here. Now, remember, don't write 3 paragraphs, write 5 paragraphs, right? Now, what to include in those paragraphs? So, let's say, okay, paragraphs, and I want you to include 5. your first paragraph should just simply be your introduction, right? What are you going to write about in your introduction? Your introduction is basically, who are they? Who is this hero, right? So that's what you should do for your introduction. So let's say you choose to write about a national hero, a historical hero in your country, right? So maybe I'm Canadian. Maybe I'm going to write about John A. Macdonald. John A. Macdonald was Canada's first Prime Minister, right? So maybe for my introduction, as I write something like, today I would like to talk about a national hero of mine. He is Canada's first Prime Minister, John A. Macdonald. He is one of the best Prime Ministers we have ever had in Canada. Because he was the first, he laid the foundation for a successful country and helped to build a railroad across it. Okay, maybe something as simple as that for our first paragraph. Now, after your introduction, you're going to have your body paragraphs, right? So paragraph 2 will be body paragraph 2. Now, what are you going to write about in body paragraph 2? I think what would be best here would be what they have done, right? So your first body paragraph, I think, talk about their life, kind of like maybe not specifically, but in general, and talk about their accomplishments. What did they accomplish in their life that, inspired you, or something that you admire about them, or helped your country, right? So what they have done in their lives, right? So if I'm thinking again about John A. Macdonald, like I would say, he was originally born in Scotland, but he immigrated to Canada at a young age. At the time, Canada was actually not a country. He originally immigrated to a place called Upper Canada, which was known as Ontario, right? Or later known as the province of Ontario. At the time, in the 1860s, Canada was separated into different colonies, right? There was Upper Canada, Lower Canada, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick. And, well, there were more, but they were very small colonies. Also at the time, the United States was fighting a civil war from 1860 to 1865. The north of the United States was fighting with the south of the United States. As Canada watched the United States fight itself, it could see that the Americans were very, very powerful. And if they decided to use their army against the separate colonies of Canada, there wouldn't be anything they could do. So people like John A. Macdonald and many others got together and decided to form the country of Canada, right? And that is the very beginning. And John A. Macdonald's other important accomplishment was that he helped to build a railroad across the entire country of Canada. And you might be thinking, railroad? That's not really that hard. But keep in mind, we're talking about Canada here. Canada is a humongous country, right? With a lot of difficult territory, mountains, forests, ice, etc. So building a railroad in Canada actually was a really big thing. Anyhow, guys, so that would be body paragraph 1. Oh, sorry. Why did I write 2? That was stupid. Okay, anyhow, 3. This will be body paragraph 2, actually, not 3. Anyhow, body paragraph 2. So in body paragraph 2, I think you should probably write about what they mean to you or your country. To you and or your country. Yeah, so body paragraph 2, what they mean to you and or your country. So you want to write about why is this national hero, this superhero or personal hero of yours, what do they mean to you? What do they mean to your country, right? Now in my case, because I'm talking about John A. Macdonald, I'll probably focus on what he means for Canada, and maybe a little bit for myself. But yeah, probably focus more on what he means to Canada. So for Canada, of course, John A. Macdonald is hugely important because he laid the foundation for a successful country, right? He helped. The biggest problem at the time with Canada was that there weren't enough people, and there was a major differences and issues between the English-speaking part of Canada and the French-speaking part of Canada in Quebec. But he had to reconcile things with the French-speaking people of Quebec, and he had to get English speakers and French speakers to work together to form a country, which was really, really hard because generally speaking, they didn't like each other. They still have problems with each other, but he got them to work together for the good of the country, and he built this railroad and he united the country, right? So he's like the founder and father of Canada, and that is why he is important to Canada. And as a person, he was a flawed man. There were some things he did that were really, really bad. For example, he started this system to try to integrate and assimilate First Nations people, and it was a really, really bad idea. But I don't directly blame him. I would blame other people. Anyhow, that's what I would do for the fourth paragraph. Or sorry, this second body paragraph number 2. Okay. Body paragraph 3. This is where you should write about maybe how they have shaped your life or an anecdote. Maybe so an anecdote. And an anecdote is like a short story. So try to choose like a funny short story about them that shows their character. Or maybe, yeah, write about how they have helped your life or the people of your country's lives, right? But I think telling an anecdote in the third body paragraph is a fun idea. Okay, and lastly, you will have your conclusion, right? And of course, your conclusion is just basically a quick summary of their importance, right? Why is this person important to you and your country? Maybe and or your country, right? It really depends. So your first step, guys, is thinking about heroes, and you can basically divide it into 3 different groups. Superhero, personal hero, friend, family member, etc., or a national hero from maybe currently living or maybe someone from history, a historical hero that has passed away, right? So choose your hero first, but then when you're writing about them, try to do it in 5 paragraphs. Introduction, who are they? Tell us about them. Body paragraph 1, what they have done. What have they accomplished, right? That makes them so admirable or somebody to look up to. Body paragraph 2, what they mean to you and or your country. Body paragraph 3, maybe an anecdote, a short story, or how they have shaped and influenced your country or your life. And lastly, a conclusion, a quick summary of their importance to you and or your country. And there you have it. That is what you should be writing about this week. Now remember, also try to include 5 phrasal verbs in your writing. That should be really easy if you keep those 3 sheets with you, right? The idioms about success, the phrasal verbs related to inspiration, and lastly, that humongous list of 200 phrasal verbs. Keep those close by and try to incorporate those phrasal verbs into your writing. 5 phrasal verbs, pretty easy, mate. Maybe the easiest thing to do is like write 1 phrasal verb per each paragraph, and you should be okay. All right, guys, but that's about it for me today. Now, remember, you're going to be having Melanie from starting tomorrow until the end of this week. I was just here covering for her because she was going on a brief vacation to an island with her husband. So yeah, you'll be with Melanie tomorrow, but I hope you guys enjoyed class today and that you guys start working on your writing immediately. That would be the best idea. But yeah, I wish you guys a happy day. If you're here in Vancouver, enjoy the hot weather because the hot weather is going to go away soon. We're going to be entering fall. I really hope soon. I'm tired of hot weather. Blech. Yeah. Okay, I will see you guys. Actually, I won't see you tomorrow. I will see you maybe next week or the week after. I'm not sure. Anyhow, have a good day.